Good day, I am Betty Joana Torres Telles, and I will answer the question, how are bilingualism and multilingualism experienced in Colombia? First, we have to define these terms, and Bernard Spolsky defines bilingualism as a person who can control its own language and also has the knowledge and ability in a second language. And multilingualism is when a person or a community speaks in more languages, in different languages. So if we put in context that part of bilingualism in Colombia, we can see that sometimes we get confused because we hear that the people here used to think that a person who speaks in English is a bilingual person and that's it. But it's not like that. We have also indigenous communities here in Colombia that speak in their languages and also speak in Spanish. So those communities or that people also are bilingual people. And talking about multilingualism, we have to know first that this feature emerged from the migrations and colonizations, and it's something that it has happened also here in Colombia because we have a great historical migrations, and those migrations have made of Colombia a multilingualism, a multicultural country. And when I looked for a little bit, and I found that Trillos and Echevarria, they are from the University of Atlantic here in Colombia and University from Spain, and they found the multilingualism in Colombia divided in some parts as are these ones. So 64 indigenous languages, 2 Creole languages, 1 variety of Caribbean English that we find in San Andres, 1 variety of American Spanish, and also we have presence of Portuguese in the border of Brazil. So we can find how important is multilingualism in Colombia because it's part of our culture also. And talking about the second question, why it is important to develop research about bilingualism and multilingualism in Colombia, considering sociolinguistic main concepts. And I think it's really important, of course, because the topic of bilingualism and multilingualism is directly connected with culture, with society. And if we are not aware about how important is, the language is a really important part of our culture, and if we are not aware about that is part of our culture, that those languages that are spoken here in Colombia are part of us, if we are not aware about it, so we don't know who we are. And we are making more emphasis about English, that is a foreign language, is a language from another country, from another culture, and we have that language as a more important language in comparisons with some other languages that we have here in Colombia. As Annie Marie de Mejia exposes, that we think that English helps us to have better opportunities to have a job, but we forget that English is not the principal language that we have to learn or that we have here in Colombia. We have more languages that are from our country, from our culture, and we can just forget them. So we have to study more about this because it's our identity.